Okay, we are going to be looking at the WS6. So a lot of people have just gotten their WS6s possibly, and you want to know how to take your WS6 and get the big numbers on it. So if you're like me, you're older and it's harder to see the numbers on these things unless you make these numbers much larger. And the WS6 does give you that option. This is a really small screen, but once you add the numbers in there, the big numbers, they actually show up the same size as what they would on the remote. So it's a pretty nice thing to have. So I'm going to show you real quick how to get those big numbers on your WS6. And then that way you're not straining your eyes the way I was when it was before the update and they added the big numbers. So again, I think you're going to enjoy this. Pay attention. We'll have a little series of videos where we go through some tutorials on how to do some things. They'll all be really short. It just makes it easier when you chunk information rather than just throwing it all out there at one time. People like to watch it, be able to find it, do it, and then move on. So we're just going to be doing short video clips on some of these different settings and menus and things that you can find not only on the WS6, but on a couple of other machines as well. So stay tuned for those. So let's dive into the WS6 and let's get those big numbers up on your screen. Stay tuned. So we have our WS6 here. The first thing we're going to want to do is we are going to want to power on our WS6. So we're going to hold down this minus button, which you see the little red power button right there too. But we're going to hold that down and our WS6 is going to fire up. So here it comes. Let it run through a couple of things. Let it pair with the coil. Once we get out of that, we hold down our menu button. Okay, this is the menu button. This will take you to all the different screens. This is the options button. So those are the two main buttons that you're going to be using. When you want to adjust any of the settings, you're going to be using the plus and the minus button, which you see up top. So we want to get our big numbers on our WS6. Right now, these are the smaller numbers. And we want to get those big numbers popping up on our screen. So the way you would do this is you are going to hold down the plus and the menu button until we see that square come up. Once we see that square come up, you can now see that we have the big numbers. And there you go. And that's how you get to your big numbers, the plus and the menu button. And if you're like me, you probably got big fingers, and so that can sometimes be a little bit hard to navigate. But you got to hold down the plus and the menu button together in order to get those big numbers. And it's probably a little bit easier when it's on the mount too. But that's it. And so now you can see those numbers. And if you're out on the beach or wherever you may be, these numbers are going to be nice and clear for you. We're going to be looking at some other features and settings on the WS6 in some coming videos, so stay tuned for those. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in a WS6, check out my buddy Detecting Clay. His link to his store will be in the description. So.